BRUCAST is back, baby.
This band did try to be evil to be evil. That was what they called black metal. Nobody really knows what black metal is. Black metal is more like a feeling than a type of music. So black metal has to be satanic and black metal has to be evil and you have to burn churches and it doesn't matter what music you make. That's was the idea of mayhem, and so they tried to do bad stuff. So one guy was very depressed, and the other fueled the depression and told him, "Yeah, just do it, just kill yourself. Wow, would be so cool. Would be so black metal if you just cut your throat." And so at some point the guy did. The guy cut his wrists, cut his throat, and while bleeding out, he shot himself in the head with a shotgun, or with a gun, with a rifle, somewhat. And the other guy found him. Is it too much?
I don't know. This happened inside of the band. So one band member convinced the other one to commit suicide.
Yeah, but no one was there when he did that. So he did that, and the guy who convinced him and was talking to him do that found him. And the first thing, he didn't call the police. He didn't call like ambulance or anything. He went down to the store because they were living in a house far from a village, so he had to walk to the store. Got a disposable camera, came back and made photos. And they used that as their first album cover. And you can still look it up and see that. And it's, don't do it if you're sensitive to that. But it's a fucking dead person with brain lying around stuff. And that's what they did. That's the weird metal story. That's what black metal is and what all this fuss is about. But in my opinion, that's not metal. That's not what metal stands for. It's black metal. Black metal is a very separated community and very unique. It's when people think about metalheads with the painted faces and the bracelets with the, you know what picture I'm...
Kiss. That's the first thing that comes to my mind.
Like Kiss. Yeah, a Kiss is not real metal. Kiss
Why
is
not?
It's rock. It's
okay.
I'm not saying it as a gatekeeper, but Kiss is not hard music.
Okay.
That's where the term metal comes from. Metal is harder than rock, and that's why. But yeah, the picture is right. Like the Kiss members, that's black metal, corpse painting and stuff. So they are completely alienized in the metal community. Black metal is an on topic, and black metal is not very much liked by the other groups, metal groups, because of all that bullshit that is around and the poser thingy with, oh, we're so bad and so evil and our music is so dark and we are sacrificing goats to Satan and stuff. But if you just told me today in the car ride that most people that hear that really bad and hard music, like I'm hearing, I'm for the people into deathcore. Like deathcore is about the hardest stuff you can hear, pretty much. It's like all about weird noises, sounding like a fucking pig, and going into it. While black metal, for example, is usually slower.
Yeah.
And my stuff is pretty fast, pretty hard. That those people that listen to that music are normally pretty chill. You told me that, and I was like, yeah, right. And if you're on a metal festival, it's like a fucking group of friends, all the strangers. You can talk to anyone. You just sit down on the table and start talking to each other, and you always have a great time. They are all lovely, all helpful. If you have an issue, no problem. You can go to another tent and be like, hey, can I sit down with you guys? Yeah, of course, sit down, have a beer. That's the metal community. And do you know what a mosh pit is?
Oh, it's when you have like a crowd of people just punching each other, something like that, right?
Punching is too far. Like, let's call it like slightly violent dancing, like bumping into each other, and like a very active dance, like a very loose dance, and you just put it's so hard to describe. You just release your energy.
Mm-hmm.
So, but in those mosh pits, there are very strict rules. When somebody falls, everyone around that is either helping that person up or shielding that person, like doing this and staying. Even if you have
Extending your arms to
yeah,
protect.
like
Okay.
really protect. And if you see someone doing this, you don't bump into that person.
Mhm.
You know, okay, and people come around and do the same, and just okay, are you okay? Pick them up, and all right, let's keep going. If your shoe is loose, your shoe,
Mhm.
and you go down to bind your shoes, people do the same. People in there's the mosh pit, and there are people around the mosh pit who just want to listen to the music or are exhausted from the mosh pit or whatever. And people even shield there. Like, okay, here you can bump into me, I push you back, but my girlfriend behind me is protected, or
Mhm.
someone else, whatever. So people are very kind and helpful while doing this violent dancing, because no one should get hurt there. It's just about being full of energy and releasing your energy and have a good time.
Mhm.
And you know, when there is a slow part, like a clean, beautiful singing part, people reach out to each other, you know, like hugging and
Dancing
singing along.
together,
And
yeah.
then the hard part comes again, and they're like, yeah, fuck it, let's go. And that's the community. It's super lovely. It's super chill, because, and that's my theory. I have no idea if it's true or not. It's a very aggressive music, so you have an external vehicle to release your aggression.
It's like an outlet.
Yeah, you know, when I listen to heavy music, maybe sometimes I get pumped up. Okay,
Mhm.
that's okay too. But very often I'm getting calm and chill because he's screaming for me. Maybe I'm screaming along in my head, or maybe I'm singing along, screaming along. But it's an internal outlet. There is aggression, and he's doing, or she's doing the aggression for me, the singer and the band, and I don't have to do the aggression myself. I don't have to go somewhere and punch someone in the face, because if I get energized, I do the mosh pit thingy, or like the head banging. That's another thing, to just release energy, to just get all your aggression out. And other people don't, other music styles don't do that much. And I don't say we are more chill than others, or others are more aggressive than we are. But we found a very easy and healthy way to channel that energy and channel aggression.
Yeah. No, for sure. Metal fans, all the ones that I know, they're super chill. It makes totally sense. Like, it's a powerful outlet for all the anger and emotion inside of you. I don't know about black metal. This sounds kind of hardcore, intense. I don't know about black metal fans, but regular metal fans for sure. And the correlation that I find is when you're playing violent games, you know, GTA shooters, like you're screaming at the TV. You're like pouring all that intensity and in energy into something else. And I think they even made studies out of it. Like, people who play violent games, often they're not more violent in real life. The opposite. They're more real. I don't want to generalize again.
No,
I'm sure there's a lot of people who get more violent out of them, but I see the same thing as metal people who are listening to metal.
So with video games, just to throw that in,
Yeah.
the meta-analysis of those studies is a hot topic because people fight over if it has no impact on your aggression level
Mm-hmm.
or a very, very, very small impact on your aggression level. That's what we're talking about.
Okay.
So, but it almost none. And if I think about I didn't play it that much, but if I think about my friends, and it's just a personal experience again, it's not generalized. People get the most angry with fucking FIFA. So, and that's not a brutal game at all. So, but people scream and shout and break things with FIFA much more than with other games.
Wasn't Mario Kart considered the most anxiety driven? What was it again? I don't know what it was about Mario Kart, but it was considered the most stressful game, I think, of all time. Have you seen that?
No,
They made a
this
study out of it, but
sounds weird, man.
yeah.
I had some rage outbreaks in Mario Kart too.
Hmm.
Yeah, but and metal is a fun topic. The only issue is gatekeeping.
What do you mean?
In the
What is-
community, like
Is there
like as I
gatekeeping?
said, yeah, Kiss is not real metal. People say that about all kinds of things. You know,
Isn't Metallica real
Yeah.
metal? Because I mean, it's in the name metal, Metallica. So
doesn't mean there's a band called Eagles of Death Metal. They're not death metal
okay.
because Eagles is a band. You know the Eagles. They are labeled as rock, and people are thinking that's not real rock. That's too soft for rock, and that's why they call themselves Eagles of Death Metal, because they're not death metal. They're just metal and fun parody thing. Doesn't matter. So yeah, of course, Metallica is metal. Not because they're named Metallica, but they are the pioneers of thrash metal. That's a subgenre. And that's the big thing, that those genre fans are fighting each other all the time. Metal fans are absolutely chill and cool until they talk about bands and talk about music they or genres they like. Because a thrash metal guy hangs out with a thrash metal guy, they're cool. A thrash metal guy hangs out with a deathcore guy, and it's like, that's what you're hearing is not real metal. Metallica is real metal. Your screamy shit there is not real metal. And you have those fights all the time. And it's more like an internet fight. In real life, if you say, I like this band, people are like, okay, I don't like it.
How many different types of metal is
Yes.
it? Okay, I get it.
um,